Bella Vista TV presents Bella Vista and Beyond. Our hosts today are Trisha Ayers and Bambi Crozier. We're going to be talking about downsizing start to finish and how to become a volunteer at the Bella Vista Community TV station. And now to our project.
Hello and welcome to Bella Vista and Beyond. Thank you so much for joining us today. We really appreciate it. My name is Trisha Ayers and my co-host Bambi Crozier will be along in a little bit. Before we get to our first guest, I would like to challenge everybody watching at any time that you're watching. We have a great program here and we would like you to text to donate. So if you can donate any amount, we'd like you to text to 479-269-4996. And I know that Bambi will give you that number a little later on today. So, okay, let's get on to our first guest. I'm so happy to introduce this lady. I've worked with her in a different capacity, but she now has a new job and has been doing that for a little bit through the pandemic. She is from the Lighthouse group, Northwest Arkansas. Her name is Jenni Cox, and she is with the move management side of things. So, Jenni, welcome to the program.
Thanks for having me.
So that's right. We know each other from the Adult Day program.
We do.
Which unfortunately closed, and we were super sad about that. Mm-hmm. But you have this new position now that you've had for quite a while, I think.
About 6 months.
Yes,
now.
yes. Pandemic has put us all a little out of whack of getting in touch.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm very familiar with Allison Van Hecke, who is the leader,
the CEO
of everything. But tell us about move management. Tell us your role in the company.
Okay, well, in Lighthouse Group NWA, we are one company with different parts. So Allison does the real estate end of things, and I do the move management. So we really can help downsize from start to finish. People get a little confused when they hear move management. They think we're just a moving company. We don't do the heavy lifting. We contract that part, but what we do is help through that whole downsizing process. You know, it's especially with seniors. That's what our focus is on. So we're certified to work with seniors. We have a lot of training. I have the background through the Adult Day. We have social workers on staff and CNAs who've, because of pandemic, have shifted things. But we really pride ourselves in meeting seniors where they are. You know, some people, they've been in their homes for 20 to 30 years and are just ready for not as much upkeep and ready to move down. Some have lost a loved one and are ready to move, or some, their loved one is still there, but there's a lot of health issues with Alzheimer's or dementia or, you know, any kind of thing. So they just are getting overwhelmed where they are. And family probably lives not close, because many people come here to retire and not close to their family. So when I come in, we help with the sorting process. We look at where they're moving to and kind of help with the space planning process. You know, what of their current items can fit in the new space. And we just focus on the essentials first, you know, because it's very easy to get caught up in the emotional, the pictures and the quilts mom made and, you know, things like that. So we just focus on the essentials. We have a list that we start with, and then we move on to the items that make their new place feel like home. You know, help them take their memories with them, because a lot of times people are stuck and they think they're leaving everything behind. So
you're helping people move either downsizing their home and going into another property, or you're helping people move into senior communities. Mm-hmm. So I would think that when you're downsizing into a senior community, you know, the square footage is going down.
Yes.
Tremendously.
Right, and then what do you do with everything else, you know?
That must be so overwhelming to people.
It is, and it's very hard, especially trying to work with your parent through that, you know, that emotional attachment, and you know, Mom, you don't need all this stuff, you know, we just want you somewhere safe. And Mom's like, this has been my life, you know, because it is a lifestyle change. It's not just a move. And so we work with the families. We help them, you know, try to take as much of the emotion out of it as we can and just help them focus. And then we and that's all we do at first, is just focus on what they're taking with them.
Right.
You know, don't worry about what you're doing with everything else. You know, just what you're going to take with you. And once we have those decisions made, then we bring in our estate liquidation team, and they help get rid of all the rest, because that's usually what hangs the people up.
Right, absolutely. And I would think that having a professional person in there navigating for the client and not family is such a help for the family also, because emotions get involved and I'm sure arguments can ensue.
Yes.
Whereas if you have somebody who has a fresh pair of eyes and is there to help, that person.
Right, and moving is stressful in any situation, whether you're young, old, or whatever, and there's so many moving parts, and if you don't do it regularly, a lot of that stuff can fall through the cracks. So we have a proven process. We have contacts with professional movers and the estate liquidators. We know how to get all the pieces together and to make it as smooth and stress-free as possible.
So the estate
clients.
liquidators, do they come and do you sell your stuff in the home, or do they come and take everything away? What's the process there? Can it be either or?
It can be either or.
Okay.
We have an estate liquidator that has been doing auctions for 20-something years, very well versed in the area of that, has contacts that can appraise your items, if you have antiques or firearms, gold, silver, all those things that you may not know what it's worth. And instead of donating it or trying to sell it for $10, it could be worth $100, and so he can appraise all that, and we can either do it in the home if there's enough items left, or he has a warehouse in Rogers, and he can just get everything out of the house, whether it can be sold or just needs to be taken to debris removal, and does a really good job staging all those items so he can get the most money for your things.
Right.
So,
and I know that we have been going through a pandemic, but you guys have still been moving people.
Oh, yes.
Properties are selling. You've been moving people into senior communities, into other homes.
Yes.
I mean, I'm sure that's been an interesting process.
It has been. I mean, especially now that more and more people are getting vaccinated and the weather's gotten nicer, people are ready to get out of their home and feel safer to do that. The real estate market right now is crazy. I mean, there's not much inventory, so homes are selling very quickly, which is a great time, for people to sell their homes. And but yes, they are ready to get to a safer place and not feel so.
And the
so
senior
isolated.
communities are open now. I mean, I know they were open to a certain extent for people moving in, but there were so many protocols in place, and that is easing up a
Right,
lot.
and we still have strict safety guidelines. We always are masked when we're with the clients. We check into the communities, get the temperature checks, all those things. We follow all those guidelines. But yeah, I think they are starting to allow more visitors in the communities.
So Jenni, if somebody was to call you today to say, I'm thinking about moving to Concordia or whatever, and you make an appointment with them, you go to their home, yes? And then in a general term, how long does the process take if they're ready to move?
If they are ready to move, I mean, it's a tricky question because sometimes when I come in to do my initial assessment, I find out how far along in the downsizing process they've already been. Do they have anyone to help them with the sorting process? Because that's what takes the longest. Once we know what they're taking with them, what will fit in their new home, then they don't have to be on site. They can go to lunch. They can, I don't know if nail salons are open, but take a break and let's, I know we have a color coding system. We mark things that are going, things that are staying, and we handle all the stressful parts of it. So once they hand that over to us, but as far as a timeline, the way we figure it out is their desired move date, and then we back up from there.
Right.
So if they need so many days of sorting, so many days of packing, our general move process, start to finish, would take a week. Once we were ready to pack.
Wow, that's great.
Yes. So it's just all that. And sometimes it is emotional hand-holding, doing the sorting, and we understand that we work with the client's timeline. We are not in a rush. We understand these are very tender times for many people in this situation, and if they can only have us there 2 hours a day, that's fine. That's what we work with them, and we do. Deadlines are important, and if they want to get moved by this certain date, but we can be flexible in how we get to that point.
Right. So, and I'm sure your negotiation skills are very good, because I can imagine, if I had a baby grand piano going, I just can't let this go. No, I haven't played it in 30 years, but I need to take it to my 750 square foot 1-bedroom apartment. I mean, you've really got to use your communication skills there.
Yes,
And,
and
just,
there are creative ways to take those memories with them. We
Yes.
can make photo albums for them. You know, like if they've got everyone's china that's been passed down for generations,
Yes.
you know, take one plate from each set and we can do a collage on the wall and then liquidate the rest if the grandkids
that's
or
a great
whatever
idea.
doesn't want it.
Because
Yes.
nobody wants that china anymore.
That is the hard part right now, is for people are ready to get rid of their things and the family doesn't want it.
Right.
You know, and so that's where the estate liquidation can come in and let it go to other families or other, you know, people that are wanting new things. But
So do you have a couple of tips for people maybe who are watching the program thinking, you know what, I've been thinking I need to make the move. What can I do in preparation of Jenni coming and assessing my situation?
And I think it's just because our consultations are free,
Okay.
you know, and that's just to establish where they are in the process and are we a good fit for them. You know, if someone's just needing a moving company, that's not us.
Okay.
You know, if they've got, you know, the family and the help in town and they can get everything sorted and packed, that's fantastic.
Right.
But many people, especially with health issues, don't have that.
Yes.
So I just come in and assess and see what level of help they need and then send them a quote based
Okay.
on that.
Wow.
And
That's great.
so yeah, so knowledge is power. I mean, just know what the process is.
And
you
how
know.
far afield will you go to move somebody?
We can, I mean, we've moved people to Minnesota,
Oh, my
to
goodness.
Dallas,
Okay.
Houston, you know, so we don't always handle the unpacking
Right.
side of that. We can if they want us to go with them.
Right.
But we're part of a national organization, and so we can find move managers in other areas that could help with that if the community they're going into doesn't have that.
That's great. I would think
yes.
that you are a wonderful resource for, as you said, a lot of kids are out of town, do not come in, but need to get mom or dad moved for health reasons. And it can be overwhelming, and they can't come in from.
Or even if they are local, they're probably working full time.
Right.
You know, or have the kids,
Right.
their own children they're trying to take care of. So,
Okay.
so yes. we
So
can-
Jenni, how do we get hold of you? I'm ready to move. I'm ready to move.
You can go to our website, lighthousegroupnwa.com, or my email is jenny@lighthousegroupnwa.com, and our phone number 479. I don't dial it very often.
I know, me either, but-
Oh, there it is, 717-7710, and that gets us
There you go.
directly to us. So we would love to come out and just visit, and if you're ready to sell your home, or if you're just ready to move, and you know, just find out all those
Absolutely.
pieces. So.
Cool Jenni. She's great at what she does. She really is. She was invaluable to us at the Adult Day program. She has such a connection with seniors, so compassionate and caring. I'd highly recommend their services. And also, do go to the website, because the Lighthouse Group also has a Senior Smart Talk series, where last year it was online only. I'm not sure if they'll be having some in-person events, but they bring lots of different speakers in to talk on relevant topics: elder law, finances, moving, health issues, any kind of thing that a senior would be interested in. It's a very interesting series. So go to Lighthouse Group,
NWA.
thank you, .com, and check out all the resources are there. And we do so thank Jenni for coming in today. So we're going to take a short pause, and Bambi is going to be coming back with some volunteers who've stepped up to the plate and are going to offer their services to us here in Bella Vista Community TV land. And we will see you back in just a moment. Thank you.
We'll be right back. Please stay tuned. Welcome back. Take it away, Bambi.
Well, welcome back. Thank you so much for joining us here at Bella Vista and Beyond. And today what we're going to talk about a little bit is one of our goals at Bella Vista Community TV is to bring in more volunteers. Those are volunteers who can work with us here at the studio, and also volunteers who may have ideas for shows, or if you've got just all different kinds of talents. We could use all different types of skill sets and talents. So today we're going to talk a couple of minutes with a few of our volunteers, and then we're going to give you some ways that you can reach out to us and connect with us. us. So Miss Jean Galloway is my first, and this is Jean's first day. She's really excited and maybe a little nervous to tell us a little bit about how she found us is what I'd love to know. And then tell me about your history, what you've done, and what you're bringing to Bella Vista Community TV.
Thank you, Bambi, for having me.
Yes.
Saturday morning, I was relaxing with my coffee and going through my Facebook feed, and I came upon Positively Bella Vista and saw the television station. And I thought, oh, that would be really interesting, something that I could maybe grow into, not knowing that I would be on camera my first day. However, I'm excited to be here and always happy to help. But I opened the link. There was a volunteer button. I thought, well, now's the time. So I clicked on it. It opened up an email. I typed in what my background was briefly and thought, well, if there's anything I could do or grow into, I would love to be of service to the community. And it wasn't 5 minutes until I got a telephone call from JB. That was Saturday morning, and here's Wednesday, and I'm here.
And here you are.
So I'm excited to be here.
Live on TV.
Yes. Who knew?
Right. So when we talked a few minutes before, 21 years experience in this type of environment. Tell me a little bit about that.
Okay. Well, first of all, I just want to talk about the importance of volunteering. Okay. It's very important because volunteers really drive the community, if you stop and think about it. And when I lived in the Kansas City area, my parents were responsible for starting the Ronald McDonald House in Kansas City. Wow. My mother served on the board of Salvation Army Women's Auxiliary. So I grew up in a household that served. So service has always been my heart. And in 1998, I started at a very large church in the Kansas City area, and they were looking for volunteers in their tech arts group. So I thought, well, you know, that would be fun. So I could learn to run a camera. So that was my first step into the tech arts arena. I ran camera, quickly became camera lead, and trained other camera operators as they joined the team. Then I wanted to be in the control room. I wanted to learn all the nuts and bolts. So I gradually worked my way up through all of the various positions. And then I was there 21 years. And so I learned and I grew and I went through a lot of new technology. And in 2018, we moved to Bella Vista. And I don't know, it just spoke to me. 2.5 years later, it was time to step back in, and here I am, and I'm so excited to learn, meet all the people here at the TV station, and reach out to the community.
That's exciting. I had no idea about your parents. That's phenomenal.
Yes.
So you really have grown up in a service-based family.
Yes,
yeah,
absolutely.
And that is really critical. Our children do that as well, and we really encourage serving others. So I love that. Beside you, we have Miss PJ DeRossette. I got it right. I got it right. Who also has a lot of years experience, professional and in church. Tell me a little bit about you. I know you moved here similar time frames.
Right, well, probably about the same time. Well, in August of this year, it will be 3 years since I moved here, not just up from Fayetteville, so it's just up the street, but it's a world of difference.
It is.
But I have just always been fascinated by television and radio and how it works, you know, every aspect of it. So even when I was a little kid, I was horsing around with, you know, recording things, and my parents had a store selling cameras and camera equipment, so I've been around it all my life, and it just was always fun. And then I taught school for a long time, starting off in Little Rock and then in Springdale, and we had video cameras there, so naturally we just used the classroom to enhance what we were studying, but make videos. So we won, there's a media prize for schools doing things, and we would win those every year, hands down, because especially back then, nobody was really doing very much with video.
Right.
And it was fun, so our little second graders could beat the college students pretty easy. It was a lot of fun.
Sure.
But anyway, so, you know, and just through the years, they built the Jones Center in Little Rock, had a television station. I started off volunteering there and then became part of that staff. And just wherever I could get a little experience here and there, because I've never been the kind of person who wanted to just know one thing. I know you're supposed to specialize, but I'm just one of those people who I like to know as much as I can. So I worked here and there. I worked in the news channel. We're KNWA today. Before it was KNWA, they had just a little news station. Worked there. and worked on just various projects around town with producers, private producers. And then, like Jean, worked at the church, First Baptist in Springdale. And, you know, that's the other stuff could be considered training. The work at First Baptist Church was professional grade work. They're not joking around.
Right.
And so, you know, because their mission is to get the word out.
Yes.
And so they had all the best equipment and the best professionals there. So I learned so much there.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then when I moved here, like I'm not really working full time anymore, just a little bit here and there. But when I moved here, like Jean, I had a background in volunteering, had volunteered different places through the years, Children's Hospital and schools and working with elders and, you know, just different stuff that presented itself at the time. So I got moved up here, and lo and behold, again, like Jean said on Facebook, here comes a post from JB saying, we need volunteers at the TV studio. And I said, wait a minute, what? TV studio?
Yeah.
And so I started coming down here and hanging out with the group as the best folks. We're just a little clubhouse. We have more fun than you could imagine shooting a barrel full of fish. It's just that easy. We have a great time down here. And so we need more volunteers. We need you. And come on down, join the clubhouse. We'll have a lot of fun.
We do, absolutely. I remember when you first came, because you were painting all this room, like you came in, it was a storm. One thing that I'd really like to say to you as you guys are watching is that you don't have to have any experience. While these two are remarkably years and decades of experience, you do not have to have that type of experience. I had zero TV experience whenever I joined the board for this Bella Vista Community TV, and then became a host by accident. And it's been a lot of fun. I don't know I don't know a quarter of the knowledge that you two have, but I know that I have a wealth of knowledge around here. So even if it's something that you're interested in dabbling in, even if you're a high school student and you're looking for something to do, this would be a great way to spend your time and to learn a trade, learn a
marketable skill.
Yeah, a skill set, whether it's cameras or what are all the different things. You had listed cameras, video engineering, switching, directing, graphics, hosting. What other things am I missing? There's a ton of things they could do here.
Audio, graphics, all of it.
Graphics.
Yeah, there's just a ton of opportunity here to get involved and to help your community. And if you're not interested in doing those type of things, certainly if you're a creative type and you like ideas and brainstorming, you would be a welcome addition to bring ideas on shows. We have tons of opportunity for local programming where we can highlight your students, your families, your anything. We would love to have you involved with Bella Vista Community TV. And how to reach out to us. So there's a couple of different ways. Of course, you can donate to us, and they've given that at the start of the program. That's that 479-269-9496. But in order to connect with us, you can go to our Facebook page, which is just Bella Vista Community TV. Or there's a phone number that's going to scroll across the bottom of your screen, and that will get you directly in touch with JB. And JB she'll take your phone call immediately, and she'll get you connected with us and right on our volunteer roster. Is there anything else you guys would like to add today?
I just want to reaffirm what you said. You don't have to have a particular skill. Right. You don't have to have a particular background. All you have to have is wanting to come and be here, because anything that we need you to do, we can give you some training. Yes. And again, for the younger folks, you know, this is a job skill. You can learn here, and you can go to any number of places in the community, anywhere, and have a marketable skill in video production and television production.
You absolutely can. I remember when we had our business in Springdale, we had a student at one of the high schools that came, and his project for the year, he had to produce something, create this film, and he did that on our business, and it was kind of fun to watch how he did it all. So that is absolutely truth. You can learn things even if you didn't learn it in high school or you didn't take a college course. You can definitely come here and learn it and have fun while you're doing that. We have events, and we have golf and all different kinds of things that we've got coming up. So we would love, love, love to have you join and come be part of this with us. Well, thank you guys so much for joining us. I appreciate you guys being so willing, especially on your first day.
Yes.
Baptism by fire.
Yeah, absolutely. It's the one thing I have never done.
That's
so
right.
Now I can really expand my resume.
That's right. Check off that bucket list.
That's right.
And thank you, PJ. We're so glad. We're so grateful for both of you for your volunteer time. Thank you for joining us here at Bella Vista Community TV and Bella Vista and Beyond, and we hope you guys have a great day.
Okay, thank you for watching today. We really appreciate it. You can see this show on YouTube, especially YouTube. Go out there and look for Bella Vista Community TV and subscribe. We're also on Cox and Uverse. Please join us. We need you and we appreciate you. Thank you so much.